Well, the shutter's complete. Now we just need to put it back into the body and check that it's all tightened up and working, and that job will be done. So here's our Retina I type 010. Let's pop the shutter in there and make sure I get the tab on here through that loop. And it's playing hard to get, and we just steer that into the right place. That's a bit better. Okay. Now fit the retaining ring. That's a very tight fit in there, doesn't really want to go in. That's better. Use my lens spanner to engage with the slots in that ring, and back that up and pick up the thread on the back of the shutter. I can feel that's picked up. Now check the position of my shutter. This has to be aligned correctly. Two reasons for that. One, we need to have the alignment mark for our focus scale ring correct, and the alignment of the shutter to the body also helps position the shutter to the camera body so that the shutter release has the correct amount of travel. Well, that's sitting in exactly the right spot at the moment, so I will nip it up there, hopefully, and then test it. Check to see if I've moved it out of alignment. No, that looks good. So if I cock the shutter, roll the film sprocket forward, I could feel that release the shutter, but it was right at the end of the stroke. So I need some adjustment done there. Now the shutter's in the correct position. There's nothing much to adjust inside the shutter to control that position. Two things would have a bearing on something like that. If that washer that we carefully positioned when I was doing this reassembling the camera had been missing, that would certainly present a result like this, or it may even have failed to release the shutter at all. But we know the washer's present, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the orientation of this strap here that connects the shutter to the mechanism. So I'm going to take the shutter back out and I'm going to tweak the position of the top here to tighten that up and then put it back. Very windy here today, you might hear that in the background. Now, that may account for someone having bent the pin on this shutter release previously, because they were quite possibly trying to adjust the action in that not quite legitimate way. Now if I find the right pliers, what I'm trying to do is effectively shorten this path So I've tightened that up slightly, and we'll see if I've tightened it up enough. It's I can see, yeah, that's not quite the right there at the moment. I'm just going to see if I can tweak that out to give us a bit more clearance. I could see that was going to rub, and that would mean it would tend to be sticky. So let's put our retaining ring back on there and see what happens. Alignment correct there. Let's do this up. Check that the alignment is still good. It is. Let's try the shutter again. Cock the shutter, advance the film. That's better. And there's good synchronization there between the release of the shutter and the release of the film advance mechanism to allow it to make another shot, wind on to the next shot. So that's good. That part's all good. Let's see if I can rotate that. Shutter's just slightly off there. I'll see if I can squeeze a bit more out of it. No, that's too, that would be too easy. Oops. Let me see if I can shift that. Of course, it wouldn't make any difference at the infinity end of the range because that's simply as far as you can turn it and no more. If the arm on the back of the shutter had been bent to try and control the stroke of the shutter release, what it would mean that it was effectively not parallel with that release, and you would have a different position depending on whether the shutter was, the lens had been focused, moved forward to focus on a close focus distance. This distance would effectively be different. So everything does have to be quite parallel there. Right, see how we go. That's great. That's just like I bought one. And that can go off to its owner once it's been given a wipe over with a cloth to remove any fingerprints, and the job is done.